So the Lion and Winter last in for the Albasti Equerel Dubai Dante Stakes, 10.5 furlongs, one of the last Derby trials of 2025. Oh, and in the air, Mr. Riz jumped right up in the air. Good sit by Tom Marquand, could easily have got unseated there, and the Grey Night Walker's also slow into stride. The Lion in Winter's very keen early on. Sea Scout and crossing over Devil's Advocate. Ryan Mulberry keen to get some cover on the Lion and Winter in the blue and orange, fresh on his return. Wimbledon Hawkeye and Alpine Trail posted 3 wide early on. Reading back into midfield, Pride of Arras sits in 6th place, just ahead Big White Face of Damasus. The pace is not that strong. Racing on the outside of Tuscan Hills. The back 3 are Royal Playwright, the Grey who crossed over Night Walker, and after fluffing the start, Mr. Riz is last of all. So Godolphin at the head of affairs, and Alpine Trail quite keen to get over onto the outside of Devil's Advocate. Wimbledon Hawkeye will accommodate now and drop into 3rd. Sea Scout on the inside, the Lion and Winter just taken back to settle, racing on the outer of the blue and white colours of Pride of Arras as they head towards the final 7. Tuscan Hills with Damasus, 3 wide Royal Playwright on the outside of Night Walker, and last of all is Mr. Riz. So the tempo being controlled by Godolphin. Devil's Advocate, Benoit de la Sayette leads by over a length from Alpine Trail. In 3rd place, Sea Scout, Wimbledon Hawkeye in 4th. The Lion in Winter's currently in 6th place, just behind Pride of Arras with Tuscan Hills, Damasus, as the leader just begins to press on as they turn for home with half a mile to travel in the Albasti Equerel Dante. And out in the lead and staying more towards the far side, Devil's Advocate. Alpine Trail shaken up in 2nd. Sea Scout comes next, Wimbledon Hawkeye, the Lion in Winter just beginning to move forward. On the inside is Tuscan Hills. Behind these, trying to make some progress, is Night Walker. Out in the lead, Devil's Advocate. Alpine Trail pushed along with Sea Scout. The Lion in Winter being gathered up towards the outside. Damasus is on his tail. Wimbledon Hawkeye still with a chance as well. Devil's Advocate giving a bold sight. Tuscan Hills at a big price. The Lion in Winter with work to do as Alpine Trail and between horses Pride of Arras tries to close. Then Wimbledon Hawkeye and Damasus down the outside. It's Pride of Arras for Ross Orion who's taken over. Damasus staying on with Wimbledon Hawkeye. 150 yards to race in the Dante. Pride of Arras for the shot. Damasus coming hard in 2nd place, but it's still a length and a half down, and Pride of Arras throws himself into the Derby picture by winning the Dante from Damasus. Wimbledon Hawkeye, Devil's Advocate. Behind those was Night Walker, the Lion in Winter, fully eclipsed, well beaten, and likewise Alpine Trail. That's thrown things wide open. Rafe Beckett's had a whole series of horses run disappointingly in trials. This one's turned it around with some style. Pride of Arras beats Damasus. Wimbledon Hawkeye, I think, has just held on for 3rd. That's the horse in yellow. Then behind these we have Night Walker. Devil's Advocate held on for a long way. The Lion in Winter in the ruck with Tuscan Hills, who briefly flattered. Pride of Arras pretty smooth. Ross Orion and Rafe Beckett beats Damasus. Both of those could be Derby bound. Don't think the Lion in Winter will be. Delacroix now looks the leading O'Brien contender. Wimbledon Hawkeye in 3rd. All the trials have been dominated by Aidan O'Brien, except possibly the biggest domestic one. Rafe Beckett, Ross Orion, Pride of Arras.
Well done, Rossa. That was impressive. Looking forward to getting your thoughts on the race and how everything went today.
Yeah, it went lovely. His second run, Sonny still is only his second run, and we were all, in the camp of getting him dropped in the middle of them, getting him to learn, and then figure it out from there. But my God, he took me into the race really good, and I pulled him out. He just dropped down and went, and you'd be getting a bit excited about him, all right, that's for sure.
I was going to say, you must be starting to get excited. At the trip as well, he looked like he saw it out well. Obviously it was his first time at it. Yeah,
he's seen it out well. He's bred to get a mile and a half. Actually won his brother and his sister around Epsom over a mile and a half. But yeah, we can dream small with this lad. I think he's got a bright future. He's got a great mentality to go with it as well.
Absolutely. Waiting, are you getting excited for Epsom?
I'm always excited for him to run.
Congratulations, team. Well done.
Well, before the race, I spoke to Rafe Beckett and said, "Oh, Rafe, you had 12 horses entered in the Derby, and now you definitely got a Derby contender." What did you think of your horse today?
I was, listen, he's a good horse. He's a good workhorse, and we knew that. I was confident this was the right place to bring him. I just wasn't confident of the result. A few of them have been needing it. Doha, 35 minutes ago. But he worked really well. We did take him away about 2.5 weeks ago, and he worked really well that day, and he worked well on the grass at home, on water gallop since. So, you know, I've been kind of tough on him to get him here.
Okay.
Because, you know, he didn't know very much. You know, he was green at Sandown, but he wasn't green today. And he's a very well balanced.
On his own for quite a bit there.
Yeah, a very well balanced horse. I'd be confident that, you know, as you can be about Epsom, but I'd be reasonably confident that he'll go round there, and we'll look forward to it.
You've seen all the trials like the rest of us. You understand, you know, obviously you've had success at Epsom, the Oaks, and you've had runners run well, argue a bit unlucky as well in the Derby. Does he scream to you that a 1.5-mile test at Epsom on his next start is what he wants?
His mother got it well, you know. She got a 1.5 miles well, and so I have no, and it's a family of Brian Baru and so on going back. So I'm every confidence that the trip isn't going to be the issue. It's just the rest of it.
Well, when you've seen the other trials, he's getting quotes for between 5 and 10 to 1. Now that doesn't always mean that people have nailed down how good his chances are. Yeah. But in your opinion, what do you think? When you go to Epsom, how much confidence would you have, knowing? I mean, we're done with the trials, really.
Yeah, I mean. I'm confident that he's worthy of his place. This is the right thing to do to run it. You know, and you know, you alluded to Westover. This horse would have more speed than Westover. He would be a better workhorse than Westover.
Well, it's very exciting, and we wish you the very best of luck. Well done today.
Thanks very much.